How's it going, everybody? I'm the Game Disciple, and you're watching me play Syberia 3, Episode 6. Now, last time we helped Dr. Steiner, and we got him his medicine, all that fun stuff. His medicine took way longer than it looked like it did. And we figured out what happened in Banapur. We figured out what's going on with the ship captain. We figured out a whole bunch of stuff in the last episode. So in this episode, I want to talk about some things, talking about boundaries, how they can be good and bad, how I want to talk about doing all things to the glory of God, which I talked about in one of my previous episodes. I believe it was episode 4. And I want to talk about helping people, trying to be at peace with all men, all of those kinds of things in this episode. So let's see if I can stick to my talking points. All right. Now, last I checked, we just left Dr. Steiner's. I don't know what to do, so let's go back and talk to him real quick. He's still downstairs. I'm assuming he's still working on the mechanical leg for Kirk. Or not Banapur. Banapur's a real place. Baranor. Captain Obo, Hans Vorarlberg. Let's ask about
Are
Obo.
you still angry at Captain Obo for abandoning your automatons?
Yeah. Hans and I put an awful lot of energy into making them all, you know. We thought of everything.
How so?
Our automatons were designed to tirelessly go through all the rubble, piece by piece, in search of survivors. Administer first aid, and then take them back to the beach so that they could be safely embarked on the Crystal. But because of Obo, none of that ever happened.
See, Hans.
How did you meet Hans Vorarlberg?
I met dear Hans when he had just arrived here in Valsambor, 20 years ago.
What was he doing in the region?
Oh, he didn't seem to have any particular reason. Always traveling. He stopped off here and there, then left again when the feeling came.
In Baranor.
What exactly happened in Baranor?
An accident in reactor number 3. Negligence. Faulty maintenance. What do I know? Anyway, one spark was all it took, and then total chaos. The rare survivors were brought back here to the Valsambor clinic.
So you and Hans decided to build an army of automatons to help all the people who were left behind still stuck in the rubble in Baranor.
Yeah. Hans thought that helping the town that had opened its arms to his amusement park was a duty. And we would have managed to do it in the end, too. If only that coward Obo hadn't left our automatons to rust because of his so-called lake monster. The evil monster of the lake. Stories to scare small children with, Miss Walker. Not an excuse for cowardice. Mein Gott.
Thank you for your help.
Okay, so we were supposed to go back and talk to him. So, I'm assuming we have to go talk to Captain Obo. See about getting some stuff. Probably just gonna have to talk to some more people. Okay. In the tavern. He would be in the tavern if he's drinking that much. As an opportunity for boundaries, you need to set boundaries with yourself. Don't do that. That's... Don't use alcohol for your stress. It doesn't help. Let's see.
The shopkeepers are on strike for the first time in ages. That's not good business for anyone, if you want my opinion.
Okay. Shopkeepers are still on strike. Oh, all their policemen are identical. That's weird. Where's the tavern? I may have to just run around looking at all the doors. I'll get back to you guys when I find the tavern. Ah, here it is. So it's actually one of the first doors you come across in the game once you get in the town. Oh, dang it, I keep hitting my microphone. There. Oboe.
I'd rather be left here on my own if you don't mind, miss.
Go speak with young Sarah. She could help you.
I hope you find the tavern agreeable, miss.
All those youngsters trying to act smart to impress the Steiner girl. It really gets to me.
I'd really suggest you steer well clear of Captain Oboe, miss. He's always basically drunk as a skunk.
I'm not
We noticed
here
that.
because I'm happy, you know, miss.
We're pretty lucky with all we've been through. At least we've still got places like this.
All right.
Captain Oboe?
What do you want?
May I sit down for a second?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry to impose, but I actually really...
You know, you kind of remind me of someone. The wife of the quartermaster that served on board the Crystal after the war. Do you realize he got married to the first cousin of the wife of a machinist?
Oh, okay. That's all really interesting, but what I wanted to ask...
That's a really great story, really. Because, did you know? So there. So the guy answers, I don't know nothing, Captain. Turns out he was hiding in the broom closet. Hilarious. Irina, the wife of the quartermaster, her name was Irina Malevna. Crazy how much you look like her.
Oh, gee, it's getting late. I have to go. You can finish telling me the story another time, Captain Oboe.
So...
The lake is haunted by a demon. It's watching me. Waiting. I can feel it.
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the Yukon caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor. But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does. To forget he wasn't brave the way a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I can help you with that. I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his mind will be clear.
Any
You
advice?
know the captain better than I do. What can you tell me that will help me to convince him?
One thing's for sure, he definitely hates himself for abandoning all those people to their fate over there in Baranor. All of those men, women, and children that Grandfather's army of automatons was going to rescue and bring back on board the Crystal. He has the impression nobody here will ever forgive him, and to be perfectly honest, he's not far wrong. Plus, he's also racked with guilt. So in my opinion, avoid criticizing him.
Do you know why Captain Obo fled Baranor?
He must have been completely traumatized by what he saw there. The catastrophe, the victims, and then the radiation. He unloaded the automatons on the beach, but he didn't expect they'd bring the survivors back right then. He just cracked, completely snapped. Full astern and goodbye all. Can you even imagine?
Afterwards, he came up with that story of a sea monster appearing and attacking his boat.
Yes, the old legend of the monster of the lake. Convenient, isn't it?
Has Captain Obo taken the crystal out of port since leaving Baranor?
He's been far too drunk ever since then for that.
And anyway, the port's been closed since the tragedy of Baranor 20 years ago.
Do you think the crystal is still in sailing condition after all this time?
I'm sure there'll be a few repairs to do, but Obo never stopped keeping it in shape, you know. He loves his boat, despite everything.
Who knows what became of the victims and automatons the captain abandoned?
No, everybody hates the captain for that. But nobody volunteered to take the helm of the crystal in his place to pick up the survivors. If there are any left in Baranor. They're all dead now, that's for sure.
Grandfather says that the automatons would have broken down really quickly with nobody to maintain them.
Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
All right. Let's talk to Captain Obo real quick.
Take this, Captain. This one's on the house.
My God! This pisswater unbattens the hatches, swabs the deck, and opens the portholes. Hello, Miss.
My name is
That was
Kate
quick.
Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of your presence at the table of the regrettably famous Captain Obo?
This is good news, Captain. You're back at the starting block again. You have a new beginning, a new dawn.
Now that's a good show of spirit, Miss Walker. What'll you be having now? It's my round.
I'd rather you listen to me. You're my only hope of finding a solution to my problem.
Do tell me about it, please, miss.
Because the Yukels and their ostriches are stuck here in Valsumbor, it's causing a serious problem among the people in your community. Plus, the nomads have to continue their great journey. Only you, Captain Obo, can defuse the situation by taking them on board the crystal.
You're very wrong, Miss Walker. Everybody will tell you that I'm incapable of giving a hand to anyone. Right. Go on. Ignore Obo, the gutless wonder.
You're right, Captain. It's safe to say that people don't have a particularly high opinion of you. But I think you're afraid to know where I want to take the Yukels.
Listen to her. All right, then. Tell me where Miss Walker actually wants me to take her in my old tub.
To Baranor.
I'm a broken man because of what I saw back there that night, miss. A sad wreck of a man, really. And you're asking me to go back. Back there. Back to hell. I saw the hellish red eyes of the monster of the lake. Beast as big and long as my boat. Ask your Yukel friends what they think about it. They call it the Kilak, the evil spirit of the lake. The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
Well, let's just look at it like a second chance. What do you say?
No. Never.
In that case, I'll buy the crystal.
What makes you think she's up for sale?
You've left her in the port to rot. She's completely run down. You haven't the money to keep her shipshape. I have money, and I need that ferry.
She's a ferry, not a liner. The girl wants to take the helm of the crystal. Now I've heard everything.
I know that if the Proud Crystal had an equally proud commander at her helm, things would go better. But as you don't want to go on a voyage...
All right, all right. You can get your gang of little savages and board the crystal. I'll take you.
Oh, thank you, Captain, really. With all my heart. And thank you on behalf of the Yukels.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are 2 conditions, and they aren't negotiable. First, we stop by Narodas. It's a little town just a bit south of Baranor. That will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't actually take you too far off your path. And second, we also sail by day. I'm not going to finish up on the lake monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. The beast is usually a bit of a night owl anyway.
I accept, Captain Obo.
In that case, all hands on deck now, sailor. Because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
That was fairly easy.
You hurry off and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell Grandfather to join you on board the Crystal with Kirk.
Thank you, Sarah.
This is fairly quick. This is nice. Thought I was going to have to do fetch quests and all kind of fun stuff. When really all I had to do was just go talk to the man. And sometimes that's all you got to do is just go talk to somebody. Because you never know what a few words of encouragement and a healthy drink will do for you. All right. All right. My goodness, this thing is nice enough to be a cruise liner. Or if it was cleaned up, but I can see the niceness underneath, so to speak. Yeah, definitely needs a new coat of paint. and some rust remover. Oh, dang it. Okay, go on. Go that way. There we go. What are you doing? You come to visit? Oh. Hey, sweetie. Get off the keyboard. Come on. Come on. There you go. What you doing? What you doing, good girl? This is Tipper. I didn't name her. My nephew did. And she likes to sneak into my game room sometimes. What? Huh? You can't be in here. I thought I had my anti-cat strap on the door where you couldn't sneak in. Apparently you found a way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come here. Come on. Come on. I guess to go. Come on. Come here, good girl. I know. Come on. Let's see if we can find Captain Oboe. Captain? That's not a good sign.
All right, Captain. How are the preparations going?
There's quite a bit of work to do before we can hoist the anchor, Miss Kate.
Maybe I can help you out with something.
Well, the coal needs to be stocked up. As for myself, I'll look after getting the water tanks ready to be filled. Take this. It's the code you need for entering the hangar where the coal is kept. You actually need it to use the crane to load the coal onto the crystal. Don't forget to open the storage hatchway first.
How do I open the hatchway to the coal storage on the crystal?
Just turn the wheel on the ship's bridge, sailor.
What do I need to do in the hangar?
That's where you'll find all the coal you need for the crystal. One container should just about be enough. And don't forget to use the entry code for the crane that I just gave you.
What do I need the crane for?
This here is for loading all the coal you get from the hangar onto the ship. Use the code I gave you so that you can access the control post.
I'll take care of that, Captain.
We need to set sail as soon as possible, so better hurry up.
Got you. All right, y'all. I think that's it for Syberia 3 for right now. We got the captain to agree way easier than I thought. This was a very smooth episode, in my opinion, when it comes to the puzzles. I needed a bit of a break from that. But yeah, this is going along nicely. That being said, guys, play your games. God said it's okay. I love you. Be blessed. Amen.